Hey you guys, my name is Liza Jane and some of you may know me as Liza Locks. Welcome back to my channel. I am so glad you're here. Today we are going to be talking about what you should know before you get dreadlocks. I hope that this helps some of your burning questions before you get dreadlocks. I know that I had plenty. Hopefully this will answer some of the questions.
And maybe some you hadn't even thought of.
A huge misconception about dreadlocks is that they might be dirty. Let me just say
that the best locking hair is clean hair.
So, before you start your dreadlocks, you want your hair to be washed. Strip those oils out of your hair. You do not want it to be oily. Oily hair is going to take longer to lock and may not even help in the locking process to begin with. You may also want
to slow down
on shampooing. You might want to work your way to once a week that you wash your hair. You can always use dry shampoo in the meantime, but adjust your scalp so that the natural oils are getting used to washing less, because this is a great aspect about dreadlocks is you don't have to wash them as often. You're going to also want to stop the conditioner. Conditioner only adds wonderful softness to our hair that we do not need with dreadlocks. So stop the conditioner before you get your dreadlocks. The only time I use conditioner now is when I am washing my ends. My ends are loose, and when I had bangs,
fringe,
you can also condition those, but you want to keep conditioner away from your dreadlocks. Dreadlocks aren't a lifetime commitment if you don't want them to be. You are able to brush them out. It may take you twice as long as it took to put them in or more. If you decide to change your mind, you don't necessarily have to be bald afterwards. You just need a lot of patience. Be prepared for people to look at you. I think that that's something that catches a lot of people off guard is they aren't aware that people might stare. People might stare at your dreadlocks. Get used to it. Be confident. Feel beautiful. A super common question that I always get from other Caucasians is, will I get hate for having dreadlocks? Now, I think this is very important to know before you get locked up, is to understand the history of dreadlocks. Also understand what the history means to specific cultures and how it affects them. I think that if someone were to approach you about having dreadlocks, I think it's important to listen to them, to hear them and what they're saying, to be sensitive to where they're coming from, and to also, with this knowledge that you have, it is power to understand that yes, we do have white privilege having dreadlocks. For many people of color, it isn't, oh, your locks are so pretty. It is discrimination getting a job. It is discrimination going into a store. People of color face different things when they have dreadlocks, and I think being aware of that, being sensitive to that is very, very important. And also knowing why you have them. So not only can you listen, but you can also know yourself, know why you have them, and can maybe share that and open up conversation about it. With that being said, I have not received too much hate about having dreadlocks. I think it is important to be confident in them and to know that it is okay for you to have them. My hair would naturally dreadlock.
Every single night when I slept on it before, I had the most tangly hair ever.
So it is okay that we all have it, but being sensitive to other people about it is very important moving forward. I always recommend looking through dozens, hundreds, thousands of pictures of dreadlocks and know exactly what you want yours to look like. Not only look like 3 years from now, but look like at the beginning. What is the process in between? Decide if you want to freeform, if you want to have perfectly crocheted locks right from the start. Will you want extensions? Will they be human hair extensions or will they be synthetic extensions? These are all the things you need to look at and weigh out. If you see someone that you absolutely love their locks, I highly recommend reaching out, asking them what method they used. How long have they had them? If they could do anything different, what would they do? I get asked these questions all the time and I answer them. So don't be shy to ask somebody. If you're wondering what I did back combing, twist and rip, and the crochet method. So all of the above. If you decide to freeform, know that freeform isn't just not using a brush. Make sure that you separate your locks so that they're not congoing together. It is really important to be aware of what you want and what is the best method to go forward with it. I started with woolies. I was unsure of really what I was doing.
Did I want dreadlocks? Could I pull off dreadlocks?
There were so many questions in my head, and in hindsight I thought, why did I waste this $100? But I bought woolies, braid-in extensions, to see if I liked them, to see how I looked with them. And I knew immediately once I bought them that I would love them. Different dreadlocks are different for different people. If you decide you love those woolies or you love those braid-in synthetics, don't let anyone make you feel bad or say that they're not real. Dreadlocks are real to different people, all different kinds. I embrace everyone and their journey and what they love. We are all different. We all like different things. There's reasons for all of us to like the different items. I say support anybody on a dreadlock journey, regardless of what it looks like, even if it's different than yours. Woolies and synthetic braid-ins are a great way to try them out if you're feeling a little bit hesitant or just want to see how the heck you would look with some dreadlocks. Obviously, some people go to locticians and some people do them at home. I personally did them at home. You want to find what is best for you. Would you rather go to somebody else? Would you rather have the control yourself at home? Regardless of what you choose, you need to make sure you do your homework. So if you are going to a loctician, ask to see pictures of people they have worked on their heads. Ask what kind of maintenance they do. Ask if they use any product. I would highly recommend, and this goes for, I would say just about everybody, I wouldn't put product in my hair. I don't think it's necessary. Could cause buildup and it could cause mold.
Don't do the product.
Don't let somebody add product to your hair. It is not good. It is not good, especially for Caucasian hair. If they do maintenance and you have fine, thin hair that isn't kinky, do not let anyone put interlocking in your locks. It will cause problems later that you don't want to be dealing with. It could cause breakage, it could cause bumps, it can cause big holes in your dreadlocks. You don't want interlocking in your hair. It may be a temporary fix, but it is not something we should do with our hair. Have some Tylenol. This is if you're at home or if you're at a loctician, your head is going to be sore. If you're doing them yourself, your arms are going to be sore.
Sorry, Trey! They're always barking.
Where was I?
Your arm. Stop!
Your arms could be sore. Your shoulders could be sore. It is hard work. Your fingertips might be cut up if you use a crochet hook. You want to have Tylenol handy regardless because your head is going to be tender. Have a spray mix ready. Now I talk about my favorite in my favorite things video that I did a couple weeks ago. I will link that below and also put it above. But I have an amazing spray that will calm your noggin. Your head might be tender, it might be stingy, it might be just sore. This is going to relieve it. This is also going to protect you from lice. The ingredients inside it are going to soothe your scalp and also make your locks really soft. And what you can do with essential oils is use them as liberally as you would like. They are not like beeswax, they are not going to cause buildup. They are good for your hair, so mix and enjoy. Aloe vera juice is one of my faves, and I also talk about it in my favorite things video, which I highly recommend also before you get dreadlocks. It is amazing for making your locks soft, especially if you have human hair extensions, they may be itchy, you want to use this. If you do choose synthetic extensions, ask somebody if they are making them, or if you make them yourself, make sure that they are steamed. If they are not steamed, they can be super itchy and drive you crazy, and
It's really hard to steam them once they're on your head.
A lot of people say you can't wash your hair right away after getting locks. I'm going to go ahead and disagree with them. I believe you can wash right away. I did it myself. It felt so much better to soothe my scalp and make them softer. I loved it. So wash away, in my opinion. Nighttime sleeping can be weird. I'm just going to prepare you. It can be weird when you go to sleep at night, that first night, that first week, that first month. They can drive you nuts. Get a t-shirt, put it over your head, not your arms through it, put it over your head and flip it up so that the neck part is around your noggin and the t-shirt part, your hair is through. This is going to keep the locks off your head. Now, this doesn't last forever. I am telling you, I just flip mine over my pillow and I am fine. But at first, it does take some getting used to. So put a t-shirt over your head.
For sure.
It's going to take a lot of time to put in your dreadlocks. Whether you do it at home or go to a loctician, it does take time. So have the time set up for yourself that you know when you're going to do them, that maybe you have a hat handy in case you need to run to pick up the kids or go get a coffee. It is going to take time, so be prepared for that. Sectioning your hair and doing it the right way from the start is very important. Two things I like to mention to others is laying them like bricks. If you do 1 inch by 1 inch sections, you'll start at the bottom and then lay them like bricks on the next row. I highly recommend having somebody else doing this, a friend, a mom. If you don't have somebody that can help you at home, maybe even paying a beautician or hairdresser to go ahead and section that for you, bring some rubber bands, and that way they're all set to go, and as you get to each section, you can take those rubber bands out. Which reminds me, don't put rubber band at the bottom of your locks when they've started. A lot of people think this is gonna hold them together. You don't need that, don't do that.
Waste of rubber bands.
The one thing that somebody told me after I'd put in my locks that I didn't do is they said that's gonna drive you crazy. I had my squares like this, like there was a line right in the middle of my forehead and the squares were off to the side. She told me you will always have a butt part if you keep that there. It's just gonna happen.
And I was like, I don't want a butt part.
And so she said if you put it off to the side, it will always flip really easy. It'll always be off to one side and look more stylish. She was right. I undid my locks and redid them so that I have the one square directly in the middle of my nose. And that's just a really good tip for females that you may want to think about this. If you do want the middle part,
Fine, have the middle part.
you will love it. It will always be there, but it's something to be aware of when you're sectioning. Also, when you're sectioning, think about where your glasses lay on your ear, on the side of your ear. You may want to leave a few loose hairs around your ear like I have, because I like my glasses to go on without sticking on a dreadlock or trying to push through a lock. So those are things you need to think about. Aloe juice is one of my favorite things for new locks, and I do talk about it and link it in my favorite things video. I love aloe juice to soften up new locks, especially human hair extensions. It will make them soft and lovely immediately. And lastly, be ready for craziness. They are going to wiggle and they are going to turn and twist and make bumps, and they are going to shrink and be super, super fuzzy.
They are gonna be so fuzzy.
And people always say to me,
When does the fuzziness stop?
it never stops. It never goes away. This is going to be the rest of your life. I like to call it my halo, but it will never go away. So just embrace the fuzz.
Embrace the fuzz.
And know that it's all part of the journey. It's all part of the wonderfulness of locks. They will shrink. If you don't like the shrinkage, you have extensions you can get. And know that no matter what, this is your journey. It can look however you want it. If you want your locks to be super tidy, plan on getting maintenance every couple months. Locks are whatever you want them to be, and they can be as tidy as you want them to be. They can be as messy as you want them to be. You can put in as much money and time as you want and to match the look you want, but that is up to you. Your hair will lock regardless if you go to a loctician or not, whether you do it at home, whether your best friend does it. I hope you guys liked this video. I hope it was helpful. If you did like it, Please subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. You can also come say hi to me on Instagram. I would love to see your locks on there, so tag me on there. I hope your journey is as kind and wonderful and eye-opening and just magical like mine has been. I absolutely love my locks and I hope you do too. Thank you so much. You guys have a good day. I upload every Monday and Thursday, so stick around. I'll be back. Where'd my coffee go? Your own locks. My dogs are dancing everywhere. Lay down. Oh, finally everybody lays down. Where'd I put my coffee?